Hey, what's up YouTube? So today I've got a pretty short video for you. And you'll just have to excuse my child in the background. She's over there playing with the dog. But anyway, just gonna kind of show you what I've done here with water storage. So we are out here on a well, and so when we lose power, we also lose water. And so I've wanted to store some water here for a while, and just haven't done it. But here's what we've got. So we bought this water tank. It's a 55-gallon tank. If you notice, it's not a drum. These are easily stackable. So we've got these little lugs on the top and bottom, and so they have this same pattern on the bottom, so you can stack them on top of each other. They've got a pretty decent sized fill port on there, and then they come with a spigot already installed. Now these things, obviously 55 gallons of water being about 8.34 pounds per gallon, gets really heavy. So I have built a dolly for this so that I can fill it up over here at the spigot, and then wheel it around to where I need it. And so let me show you that real quick. So this is the dolly. The color I don't really love. It did not turn out to be the color on the Thompson's water seal container, but it's all right. It's going to be mostly covered anyway. So this is what I did. These little blocks of wood here are going to sit in the lugs on the bottom of this. So this is the top, but like I said, they have the same pattern. So these will sit in there, and that'll keep it from sliding around at all. And then I cut out the front for the spigot area, and then we can see I've got 4x4s, and those are supported with 2x4s, and then we've got casters on each one. So those locking casters can support 250 pounds a piece, I believe. So that's 1,000 pounds. This thing is going to be just shy of 450 pounds, I think, if I remember right, when it's full. So I have the capacity here to stack 2 of these and have a little bit of room left over, just for safety's sake. So that's what I've done. We built this thing pretty simple. I just kind of set the water container on top of the wood, just traced it out, cut it out with a jigsaw, and then just to make it a little more nicer looking and take the sharp edges off, I just hit it with a little round over bit on a router real quick, and then just added legs and wheels. So nothing too crazy. I thought about doing a video on that, but honestly, that was pretty simple process, so I didn't feel like it really warranted a video. Anyway, so today I'm going to fill the jug up. I have already, or container, I guess it's a little bigger than a jug. I've already cleaned it. So anytime you get one of these containers, whether it's this one or a barrel or any kind of water, potable water, you always want to clean that container out. And so I washed the inside of it out, and then I filled it up completely, poured in a cup of liquid bleach, just your standard undiluted, not the scented stuff, not the no splash stuff, because the no splash has a much lower concentration of chlorine, or of the chlorine bleach in it. So use regular concentration, just household Clorox bleach, pour it in there, left it in for about 24 hours. Kind of shook everything up when I first poured it in there, and then let it sit for 24 hours, and then rinsed it out a couple times to make sure we got all that back out. So now what we're going to do is set the container on the dolly, fill it up, and then we've got a treatment that comes with the container to put in there, just to help it store longer. So you can maintain it as long as it's in one of these shaded containers. It's not a clear container, and it's not in direct sunlight. So this is going to be in my garage. So they say supposedly you can keep that water in there for up to 2 years. So I've got it comes with a little sticker with a date label on it. So I'll put that on there so that I know when it's time to exchange this water out. But let me go ahead and get this thing set on the dolly, and I'll show you what I'm going to do for filling it up. All right, so I've got it on the dolly. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So it fits really nicely. Got plenty of space here for the spigot. You can set these on the ground, but they're so heavy you won't be able to remove it easily. And then also with the spigot, I wanted some height there. So it comes with this, drinking water safe hose here. So you could hook that up to it and run the water out of it, but I wanted to be able to get like a cup or, whatever, a jug, anything like that under it without having to use the hose if I didn't have to. So to fill it, I have bought a filter here. So this is it's an RV water filter, inline water filter. I just picked it up at Walmart. Taste Pure, Camcone Taste Pure is the brand. This is a 6-part filter, I believe. Let me go take a look at the box. All right, so here's the box. So it's got a pre-filtration layer. It's got the little filter, screen in there for the hose. The pre-filtration layer, activated carbon, KDF additive, which is supposed to help protect against growth of mold, fungus, and bacteria and stuff like that. And then we have the post-filtration layer, and then the spun polypropylene filter, just for like particle removal. So I bought this to do this with because the first time that I rinsed this out just straight out of the hose, like I said, we're on a well, and these outdoor spigots don't get the same level of filtration and treatment as the inside water taps do. And so what I wound up with was I had some very, very, very small iron particles sitting in the bottom of the tank after I rinsed it out and kind of washed it the first time. And so I didn't want any of that iron in the water that I'm storing. And so I made sure I got all of that out. It was a little bit of a pain to get all those tiny little particles out. I wound up using a little syringe to kind of suck them out. Left a little bit of water in the bottom of the tank, sloshed it around and got it all into one corner, and then used a syringe to kind of pull out those iron particles with the water until all the iron was gone, and then I drained the rest of the water out. So now this thing is completely clean. There's no iron in it. And then one thing that I didn't realize, because I don't own an RV and I've never used one of these inline RV filters, before you put it in your water tank, make sure you flush the thing. I'm used to having to flush filters in my refrigerator, but I, for whatever reason, just didn't think about it. But with the activated carbon and all that kind of stuff in here, it just puked out a bunch of just black and brown and just nasty looking water. And so had to get all that cleaned out. And then after that, it was fine. It wasn't much. It was, maybe, I don't know, a couple gallons worth, or maybe not even that much, honestly. Maybe half a gallon worth. So it didn't take long for it to clear out. But just be aware of that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill it up with this filter. And once I get done with that, I'm going to add the additive. Probably don't need the additive as much if you're doing a pre-filter, if you're putting water in here that's already treated. But this water isn't necessarily going to be treated. It's just going to be filtered. I know that it's got that one layer in there that's supposed to inhibit mold and bacteria growth, but I'm not going to rely on that for something that I want to be able to drink safely. So we're still going to use the additive. If you are on city tap water, I have read some stuff that you don't necessarily need to do any additives in your water tank if what you're putting in there is already treated from the city. I don't know that for sure, so check on that, but that may be something that can save you a step or two in this process. So let's go ahead and get this thing filled up. All right, so here's water going in there. It's got a pretty good flow rate on this filter. I don't know exactly what it is, but you know, I was expecting it to be a little slower than that, but I guess, you know, considering it's supposed to be for use in an RV, I was kind of hoping that it would have a decent flow rate, which it does, so that's helpful. So I'm gonna let this thing fill up, and then we'll be back with you when it's done. Okay, our tank is full. We can see here, jiggle it around a little bit so you can see the water in there. So it's completely full. And so now what I'm going to work on is getting this treatment in there. So this is a 2-part treatment. So we get part B there and part A right there. So what it says to do is to put this stuff in there, mix it together. So you take both parts, equal parts. It tells you here for how many gallons of water, how much to use. So we're going to use the whole bottle of each one. And so it says to pour it into a clean cup. So I've got a little measuring cup here. Let it react for 5 minutes to fully activate, and then fill the container with the appropriate volume of water and add the contents of the cup. Shake it or stir it, let it stand for 15 minutes. If water's very cold or turbid, let it stand for 30 minutes, and then it's ready to use. So I'm not going to be drinking any of this water right away, so it'll have plenty of time. But according to this, the max that you have to let it sit is 30 minutes. 15 if it's kind of lukewarm or you know, not super cold and not turbid. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix these up, and we'll let it sit. So we've got our cup here. We will part A. Part B. All right. So I'm going to set a timer on my watch here for 5 minutes. So once that's done, we'll be good to dump this in there and let it sit. It's got a nice little urine yellow color, so that's lovely. So anyway, we'll let that sit for 5 minutes, and I'll be back with you guys when it's ready. All right, so it's been 5 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and dump this in. It was doing a little bit of smoke in there for a second, so I don't know what all is in here. But it didn't say not to use a plastic container or anything like that, so hopefully everything's fine. It does not look like it's melting anything in there, but it was definitely letting off a little bit of smoke. Anyway, so we'll pour this in here. Kind of rinse this out a little bit. Dump that in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this lid on here. We'll kind of shake it up a little bit. It'll honestly probably shake itself up as we're rolling it into the garage, but you know, we'll give it a little bit of a and then I will let it sit. So I'm going to go ahead and take this measuring cup back over here. We'll let that sit in there, and we'll probably go ahead and wheel it back in here into the garage, and we should be good after that. We got some 55 gallons of fresh water that we can drink, cook with. I'll probably use I hadn't thought of this. I don't know why I never thought of it, but somebody said at one point that they fill their bathtubs up if they're expecting to lose power. They'll fill them up so that they can use that for like flushing toilets and things like that. I guess technically if you clean your bathtub first and don't take a bath in it, then you could technically use that for other things as well. But it's nice to have this completely purified water that's good for long-term storage. So that should be it for today. If you like the content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, comment down below what kind of content you would like, or if you have any questions about this video, hit the comment section below, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.